This cannot be. Is this true? Oh, that's what you were talking about? This cannot be consecutive streams. Okay, look. This was hard. This was hard. Alright, wait to myself. Only you get to hear this, okay? I'm scared. I'm legit scared. When I get too into a game or just whatever that I'm a fan of, I get cringe about it. And I get too emotionally invested. And I do stupid things because of that. So, now that episode 4 is clearly going to be very different with a new character, probably new POV or whatever, it actually hurts my stomach. My stomach hurts. I've been delaying streaming because I want to stream so bad. I want to keep playing more because I want to know what happens because of this new change. But at the same time, I've been procrastinating it and delaying it. You know, I asked in the morning if y'all had work, and I still waited until right now. Because I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. My stomach hurts. I'm going to throw up. I'm just scared. What if it's bad? What if it's bad? Huh? What if I don't... Okay, obviously it's not going to be bad. But what if I don't like it? What if it does some... What if the story goes in a direction I don't like? Huh? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. One sec. One sec. We do something. 200%. Sorry, I was distracted by something. That feel when reds aren't updated. So I am actively being sabotaged. So I can't solve anything because I don't have all the information. Wow. Okay, whatever. Tomatoes fairly unfair. Okay, whatever. No more procrastinating, just... I'm scared. Okay. Whatever. Yes, I shall. I always do. Episode 4, Alliance of the Golden Witch. Good morning. I could never have imagined that you would not have surrendered by now. At this point, even I must expect great things from you. The game is played not only on the board. Perhaps this time you should take a small peek beyond the borders. As they say, if you know your enemy, you need not light 100 bottles. The difficulty level depends upon you. Now you have chosen to battle up until now will influence... how you have chosen to battle up until now will influence the difficulty. Oof. It's not Maxine. Okay. That's funny though. That's funny. That's funny. So it's going to be very hard. Yeah, super ultra hard if you, for me, because I'm going to try really hard to solve everything, or it could be the easiest episode yet if I were to be like you guys and plug my ears and go la 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 and just think that everything's magic. I understand. I can't do it. Stream over. Whatever. Okay. Let me think about things. Okay. Whatever. Let's go. It's just like reading Homestuck after Cascade. You know, you didn't know how everything was going to change because of, you know what, the big change. So you just have to keep going and see what happened. And it was good. It was good in Homestuck. So it shall be good here too. Okay. Thank you, Sims. You are the best. It wasn't rage bait. I'm never rage baiting when I mention Homestuck. It's real. Okay, whatever. Go. Please start slow. Just start slow. And start like with the Shannon and George date. Just real slow. October 4th, 1986. So we're back to 1986. Wait. Can I pause? Okay, I'm not looking at the screen. I think what's gonna happen is that Angie is going to be put into... Okay, no spoilers. Okay, yeah, I don't know how I didn't think about this before until now. I think how this episode is going to work is that instead of looking from the future, is that Verncastel is going to insert Angie into the incident this time. So I guess she's going to rewrite the canon to make it so she isn't 6 years old and they took her to the trip to the family conference. That's cool. That's really cool. Either that or it is a going from the future and it's just going to be that Angie only interacts with the story like Battler has interacted through the tea party, looking from afar into the story. Either way, interesting. I really hope it's the first thing. I really hope she does get inserted as a piece, like they were alluding to in the tea party yesterday. I think this is all obvious stuff that I just was too busy crying and worrying about themes and allegories to notice yesterday. Yeah, okay. They literally called her a piece in the game, right? Whatever. Okay. I didn't even press space. The game just said I took too long and continued the dialogue without my consent. Okay. You're alright, Butler-kun. We've already on the ground and you can't fall any further than that. In the lobby of the Nijima airport, Maria dashed around in excitement. Butler's uproar on the plane must have been hilarious. Hey, Maria! Cut it out! I'm sorry, Butler-kun. Please don't take it badly.
What a pathetic guy you are! Even with that huge body, you still can't handle vehicles?
Shut up! All humans have one or two things they can handle. It is really weird seeing Eva again after, everything. Okay. Battler-kun, why don't you come with your aunt on an overseas trip sometime soon? How about Europe? I'm sure you could manage a half-trip day on a plane. Stop it, Mother. Battler-kun's dislike for vehicles is probably genetic. Oh, you mean Asumu-san?
For some reason, she just couldn't handle vehicles. Pretty much anything other than a bicycle or a car. Whenever we tried to go far away, that woman was so annoyed with the not this, not that. I'm scared, fall, gra.
Children tend to learn that things that parents can't handle are dangerous. I'm sure Battler-kun saw Asumu-san doing something like that and learned that vehicles are scary. So it's Asumu-san's genes then, is it?
Who knows? Those would be some pretty annoying genes. That's enough talking about Asumu. Right now, you're the one who's here, right?
You're right. Sorry.
Hey, the car's here! Exactly 3 of them. Get in!
Fall! Where's the parachute? Why, you little... Hold on, stop right there! I'll sentence you to the little girl tickle punishment! Being in high spirits is such a wonderful thing. Without Battler-kun and Maria-chan, the atmosphere on the plane would have been pretty grim.
Thanks. I assume you mean that literally. Hey, brats! The taxi's here. You can play around later.
Taxi! I'm getting in first! Hey! Maria, you too, Battler-kun. Stop fooling around. You'll bump into someone. The tone of Aunt Rosa's voice grew a little frightening. When even Battler-kun realized they were fooling around a bit too much, just as expected, he bumped into someone. Angie. Random thought. They want to make it so that she gets inserted as a piece, but not as a family member, right? They wouldn't make her a stranger. Why would they take her along if that's the case? No. Because like this is weird. How are you just like gonna? Oh, sorry, little sister. I just bumped into you, and I didn't know you were here. You just happened to be at the airport for some reason. No. It's just that they did take her, and he bumped into her, but he does know her. Okay, wait. Oh, sorry. Battler-kun, you guys are going in that car. You're keeping them waiting. After George urged him to hurry on, Battler apologized to the person that bumped into and ran up to his parents who were telling him to come quickly. Okay, weird? With a clunking sound, the doors on the 3 taxis were shut one after another, and they departed for the harbor. As their taxis dashed away, the entire world grew suddenly dull and slow to a halt. This is weird. Voices, the wind, and even sound. All of it stopped, and all the people who were trying to move froze like the instant someone takes a photo, coming to a halt. People and machines and clock hands, even the dust dancing in the wind, were frozen. Some people who were walking froze with one leg still in the air. Scraps of paper dancing in the wind were pinned in midair, frozen in place. Then, amongst the shadows, standing still in this unmoving world, a single one stirred. It was a girl. The girl Battler had just bumped into. Okay. But weird. This is odd. I'll trust, but like she literally has the one-winged eagle on her arm and he didn't notice? Something's odd. This is queer. This is odd. Though she had moved, it was a truly subtle thing. Her gaze dropped, her shoulders lowered a minuscule amount, and she sighed. That was all. In a normal world, that probably wouldn't even be taken as movement, but in this still world it looked very out of place. Then something else moved. It was a black cat wandering around the shadows near the taxi rank. It came up right behind the girl, and leisurely changed its form into that of a human. Oh, I hope we get more Varun Castell screen time this whole episode. This was no cat. It was a witch. Of course, the girl was also a witch. As the witch stood still, her gaze still downward, she muttered, I can't. stop everyone from going to Ronkenjima, can I? You cannot. On October 4, 1986, you are not here. If I were, would stopping everyone really have been possible? Well, I can't imagine what a 6-year-old girl could do to make them turn back. Still, that's right. If you were in this place, the probability wouldn't have been 0. Whenever there's a probability greater than 0, I can seek out a miracle. If I hadn't been sick, and they hadn't left me behind. With her head facing downwards, the witch tightened her fist. They were trembling very slightly. You were sick in bed starting October 3rd, 1986. And Battle's game board is sealed off on starting October 4th. You are not given a chance to avoid getting sick. In other words, it would normally be absolutely impossible for you to enter her game board. Thanks for being patronizing. I know that. I know that just seeing father and mother and Honey-chan healthy like this, even that alone, is a spectacular miracle. I know that all too well. Angie tried to stand in the way of her family, attempting to stop them from leaving the airport and heading towards Ronkenjima. However, it was impossible for her to exist in October 4, 1986, so she couldn't do it. Even though her brother had only bumped into her and apologized, even though he hadn't known that she was his sister, it had been such a miracle that she could cry. Sorry about the sarcasm. I won't waste the miracle you've given me. I'm glad to hear it. Come, let us go with them to Ronkenjima. All of the pieces are already gathered. The curtain will open on the 4th game. By this time, Vato and Butler will already be seated. To Ronkenjima? To where to where everyone's fates changed. The Ronkenjima of October 4, 1986. What happened on that day? I'll expose it. I'll learn what it is. And I'll bring them back. As she stood there with her fist still clenched, she surely turned her face up to the heavens. A single teardrop from the depths of her eyes dripped down into the air. And when she started moving again, the two witches' figures were swallowed up by a blowing gale and erased in an instant. Yes! It's time. It's time. Oh, the gold room. Yay!
Good morning, my lady. My, you do appear to be in a good mood. What a pleasant awakening you seem to have had.
What do you mean, pleasant awakening? I was so excited I couldn't slip a wink. After all, the curtain is rising on the fun fourth game. It seemed that she truly had been so excited that she hadn't gotten any sleep. Did she show absolutely no signs of lacking sleep because she was young or because she had the mind of a little kid? Umineko chose not to say that aloud and laughed poo-hoo-hoo instead. I really ran that battler into the ground last time. The look on his face when he was like, "You tricked me!" That was so pathetic! Even so, is that guy still feeling down?
Feeling down, you say?
Well, that's right. The man's a bit too trusting for his age, isn't he?
Indeed. Although you could call that his charm.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? Well, speaking of which, didn't he totally fall for that one last time?
Yes, totally and splendidly. You violated a purity of one never deceived since the time of his birth, as well as his rose bed like innocence all to your heart's content. Even the joy of dashing across a field covered with beautiful new snow on a winter morning and trampling in it completely wouldn't even begin to compare. Then you take Butler Summer's innocent heart, and quite thrillingly, splendidly, atrociously, mercilessly, and unculturedly go just a little too far. And you insulted him to the highest degree, enough to make one uneasy. Most people would be crushed after something like that. So much that they wouldn't want to see your face ever again.
I know that much. I also, thought that if you were too disheartened to join us at the table, even though the fourth game is finally started, that would be such a pain. So I came to you, thinking that it'll be better to prepare a countermeasure for that case beforehand.
In that case, perhaps it really would be best to prepare such a countermeasure. I am sad to say that your North Wind and Sun strategy gave Butler Summer quite a shock.
Oh? A shock, you say? How bad of one?
Battle lowered her voice slightly, asking timidly. Ranabe followed suit and lowered his voice in the same way. In truth, he has been crouching and clutching at his knees for some time now. I spoke to him several times, but he did not answer. I also brought him some food, but he never even touched it.
That is troublesome. Is he really feeling that down?
It is only natural. After all, you thoroughly destroyed him, my lady. That would turn most anyone into a misanthrope.
Oh, distrust of humans? How convenient. Let him give up on humans and then trust witches! Oh. Sorry, I shouldn't fool around too much. Beth had tried to joke around about it, but the situation seemed to be quite serious, so that even she took the hint that hit her laughter. Oh, did my mic peak? Rough. Oh no. Hopefully it's not giving up on me. Is it really that serious? Should we wait just a little longer before beginning the fourth game?
Lady Bercaster's guests will be arriving, so it may be best to open the fourth game quickly. However, perhaps you ought to show a little concern for Butler feelings, my lady.
Concern? Show concern, you say? How should I do that? He is feeling down, so... What is this song? That's right. Shall I cheer him up?
When a person's heart is dark and closed off, interacting with them in a dark manner gains you nothing. Your only option is to shine with a brightness stronger than the dark.
There's lyrics? Damn it! Quit messing around! Badler-kun, over here! A croissant baked by Runaway-san! Someone would be wasted on the likes of you! Why don't I enjoy it myself? Butler's stomach involuntarily growled at the fragrant smell of the croissant. His breakfast plate was empty, but Butler hadn't eaten any of it. The biggest glutton of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Beelzebub, had waited for Runaway to leave and had then come to snatch the food away. Butler had noticed, and they've been really noisy ever since. Even though Beelzebub only had to give it back immediately or else throw it into her own mouth right away, she intentionally ran around in circles making fun of Butler. Give my breakfast back, damn it! If you give it back now, I'll let you off with a single flick to the forehead. But just you try eating it. What, are you gonna eat me up instead? If you think you can, just try it. I'll bet I'll be as sweet as honey pancakes. Ow. Yeah. Gotcha. Right now, I want to eat that bread even more than your thighs. Be a good girl and give it here! So you were resistant to the end. No way, I won't give it to you. Even the croissant wants me to eat it. Audience like applause? Okay, we're in a sitcom now. Oh, is that what's happening? Did she put him in a sitcom to cheer him up? Yay! Yahoo! Good morning, Butler! Are you still moping so early in the morning? It's the beginning of a new day and a new game, so let's get our spirits up! She flung the door open. Whoa! Like a marathon runner down a certain caramel. What? Like a marathon runner drawn in a certain caramel box, with her hands held high and an idiotic cheerness about to appear. For some reason, flags from around the world and confetti scattered about perfectly complementing this magnificent entrance. Butler and Beelzebub, who had been fighting over the croissant, completely forgot about their argument, speechless. Good morning, Battery-sama! I'll just be on my way now. Here, Butler-kun, say Hey, morning, Battle. Glad to see you're cheery this morning. Butler and Battle looked at each other. It seemed neither had a clue what was going on with the other. Butler? What is this, Runaway? He looks totally fine, doesn't he? He isn't touching his knees, and he's answering! Wait a sec, he was even in the middle of eating!
No, he was sleeping like a baby in his futon, clutching his knees. I informed him that it was time to wake up, but he just wouldn't rise. I tried to feed him, but it seems that a naughty cat wandered in and prevented that. Oh my gosh! Wait. This is so cute. This is so lovely. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. I hope this isn't some illusion or anything. I really hope Butler is just so chatted that he didn't really let what happened last time bother him at all. He's just chill because he's ready for the next game. And Runaway, I understand why we like Runaway now, okay? I've been getting it for a while, ever since he was like really helping Butler and helped Jessica escape and all that. But like, I really like him now. He's such a chaotic good character to me. He's awesome. You tricked me! You should talk. Weren't you the one who played that massive trick last time? I don't have a clue what's going on, but it looks like you got what you were served. By the way, Runaway, nice one. Thank you very much, Butler-sama. The two men stuck up their thumbs as though they understood each other, chuckling together. Waiter! Waiter, please, waiter.
For a while, Battle was very energetic, trying to hide her embarrassment. Don't take me so lightly. Did you really think I'll still be hiding in some corner holding my knees? And then who was that person crying their eyes off in frustration last time? You could have gathered your tears in a jar and called it a face lotion. Shut up. That was, just because I was a little surprised by your crappy act. I might have looked a little lame, but don't think the same move will work twice. Of course not. And don't disappoint me by falling for the same moves over and over again, okay? Yeah, just you watch. I'll show you that I'm a guy who gets stronger every time he's beaten down. But Bato. Yes? What? Don't do it again. Aw. Why is that? So you really are weak against a rear attack? You and I are enemies, and we will certainly never join forces. I now understand that clearly. So don't you ever try to trick me about that fact again. You say that, but knowing your weakness, Al! Battle thought they were still joking around, but that tone had disappeared from Battler's expression some time ago. Battle felt as though his eyes were like the surface of black tea that had cooled down. You hear me? Don't do it again. I don't get it. How might I do it again when you're forgotten, right? Don't do it again. Pierced by his strong and forceful gaze, Battle held her tongue. Maybe she was certain that Battler would back that silence with laughter. However, Battler's serious expression hadn't changed in the slightest. So to break that silence, Battle had no choice but to start laughing herself. Very well. You and I are worthy opponents. No matter how friendly our relationship, we'll never be anything more than a pair of enemies. If you have not mistaken this, that is enough for me. That's right. I almost forgot you were my enemy for a second there. I won't embarrass myself like that again. I won't fall for your rear attack again. Never again. It seems I'm not the only one who cannot wait for the fourth game. I am pleased, Battler. Come, take your seat. Yep, just how I like it. Clever little tricks won't work anymore. Stop acting so tough. You remain in a state of surrender for the last mystery in the previous game, the mystery of Nanjo's murder. My answer for that one's still on hold for now, but that doesn't mean that I've lost heart. I'll definitely break your red truth and show you that I can deny witches. A commendable attitude. You truly are a man like a phoenix. Don't betray my expectations. With that, let us rise the curtains on the fourth game. But before that, it seems we must welcome a new guest. A guest? Do we tell him there's yaoi of them in Golden Fantasia? Yes, please, and elaborate? You remember as well, correct? That mystery girl who appeared at the very end of the last game without an invitation, ruining my fun. That person. She says she wants to join our game. I sent her an official invitation inviting her to join this match. Runabe, summon our guest. Oh, so you don't congratulate me for getting a mention. Oh my gosh, I was too engrossed in the analogy. That is, I cannot believe you are an actual character in the game. That's crazy. There's no need. I'm a... Homestuck reference. There's no need. I'm already here. The voice that answered Battle's call came from the darkness in a corner of the room. When Butler turned around in surprise, he could now see that mystery girl there. He is always already here. My, how rude. All you had to do was greet us as soon as you arrived. I don't make a habit of talking to people before punching them. After a punch is a different story though. Huh? And what would you say? Good night. Have a nice dream. How amusing! How truly amusing! Bato cackled and clapped her hands. But there was only Bato and nothing rose to Battler's face except for a bitter smile. Whew. You sure are a fighter. Oh, I haven't noticed! Because when they're not side by side, it's hard to notice, but they have the same shade of hair color, the same shade of eye color. That's so cute! Oh, that's lovely. Butler and the girl's eyes met and he shrugged his shoulder as he spoke. But the girl didn't answer, giving only a cold stare in return. You helped me out at the end of the last game. Thanks for that. I don't need your gratitude. You were just slacking off. I only told you to open your eyes. That's so true! Stop slacking off, Battler! Bato tried to laugh as though sympathizing with her, but it didn't reach the girl's ears. She did absolutely nothing except stare at Butler with ice-cold eyes. Well, it looks like someone hates me. I'm just annoyed that you aren't taking this fight seriously. Are you saying I'm not serious about this? Don't tell me that travesty earlier was you being serious. Don't take me for a fool. How long do you intend to play along with the witch's farce like this? I'm fighting Bato in my own way. And doing it seriously, of course. Seriously? Don't make me laugh. You keep on drinking tea and chatting with the witch for all eternity and call that fighting seriously? Keep the joke to just your hairdo. Well, that's because I wasn't used to this witch's game in the beginning, and I've been through a lot of harsh stuff. Still, I'm finally starting to see how to fight and I'm getting the knack of doing it. If the pathetic way I've been acting makes it look like I haven't been serious to you, you're just wrong. Is that so? Of course. I know I've got to close in on a lot more before I can grab Bato by the collar. But no matter how long the distance may be, it's still finite. And in each game that passes, I'm steadily closing the distance step by step. No matter how long it takes, I'll close in on that witch, and I'll definitely checkmate her. It might take 1,000 years to use her phrase. But even so, I'll definitely win sooner or later. Why? Because I definitely won't accept losing. I definitely won't stop moving forward closing in on her. In other words, there's just one thing I can say for sure. I will definitely win against that witch someday. That's how it is. You really don't sound like you're in a hurry. Are you even trying to win? Even the finite can become endless if you treat it the wrong way. By now, you've become an Achilles who couldn't even outstrip the turtle. I get it, so this is why I'm needed. At this rate, there's no way you could win against an endless witch even after 1 billion years. Who are you anyways? It's not like you'll be struck by lightning if you just tell me your name. At that point, the girl fell silent, gazing straight into Butler's eyes. At first, Butler faltered under the firmness of that look and his gaze wavered slightly, but then his eyes gradually began to be sucked into the pupils that were staring at him. Then, inside those eyes, he saw a light that he'd seen sometime before. Butler was struck by how strongly they resembled the eyes of a girl who definitely couldn't be here, even though that was completely impossible. I know it's stupid, but for some reason it feels true to me. But that can't be right. That person's supposed to still be 6 years old. You couldn't possibly be... Angie, could you? Nope. If I were to say that's right, would you believe me? I'll put it another way. If I said I am your ally, so trust me, would you believe it? Would you unconditionally trust some unknown girl you're meeting for the first time just because she looks a little like someone you know? It's because you're such a softie that you got tricked so easily in the last game and cried so bitterly. You said it yourself. That kid is 6, right? Do I look like I'm 6? If I were to claim that I'm that kid despite that, would you just swallow that story? If you say it like that, there's no way I can argue back. Sorry. That's right, I am a softie. Yeah, that should have been made clear to me after this game. Is that what you mean when you said that I wasn't being serious? Yes. You may think you're fighting against a witch, but you're just getting along with her and playing. You're just playing at fighting in a friendly game of chess. That may be a serious contest for you two, but looking at it from far away, I only see you playing around and following the rules like you're good friends. That's harsh. But as long as you're unable to win in this game, you won't be released from this place. That's why I came. I came to bring in this game to its conclusion. You claim that you're closing in on the witch, but you're just like a hamster running around in a wheel. Oh, one of those. Those things that run around and plays night after night. At a glance you might think that running around in a wheel is endless. The endless witch Beatrice is just like you. He thinks he's fighting, but he's actually just running around in a wheel while making a fool of himself. This isn't a game. This is nothing more than a cage to shut him up for all eternity. Aww, you're liking my endless to something like a wheel that a mouse plays in. Interesting. Something that endless in a certain dimension can be less than endless in the higher one. The fact that a meager sponge has infinite surface area only matters in the world of less than 3 dimensions. In the 3-dimensional world of reality, it has 0 mass. Not only is it not endless, it doesn't even exist. What an assertive woman! It seems you are worthy of being called my enemy. Who are you? I am your ally, an enemy of witches. Of course, you don't have to believe it. No one can prove that I am really your ally. On the contrary, it's more desirable that you keep your guard up strongly enough to find me very suspicious. That's right. Last time ended up pretty bad. I've got to at least be that careful. I don't plan on getting tricked twice. Battle laughed in a truly pleased way, which was humiliating only to Butler. People don't just get tricked out of the blue. That only happens when they fail to check things for themselves and leave it to other people. Saying that you thought the light had turned green just because you saw other people start crossing didn't count as an excuse for getting into an accident. Get it? Yeah, I get it. You're telling me not to swallow information given to me by others, but to think for myself. In the past, I swallowed all the magic battles showed me. I stopped thinking, so I was useless. Butler grimaced as he remembered his many painful losses. The witch watched and laughed again, putting on a bold appearance. I'll offer you advice in a way that works to your advantage. Of course, you shouldn't swallow everything I say, because no one can provide certain proof that I'm your ally. In the last game, Virgilia, who I thought was an ally, was actually on the witch's side. Butler couldn't rid his head of that eerie smile worn by Virgilia, a person he'd once even thought of as trustworthy and reliable. So I don't need you to unconditionally trust me. You might as well take my advice as nothing more than an opinion to be considered. Speaking of, because of that, Virgilia should change from a seer of light to a seer of void. I was thoroughly tricked, I must say. After all, the player who's fighting in a game against the witch is you. That's right. Saying I lost because I followed the moves on an outsider would just be too pathetic of an excuse. Oh yes! My opponent is Butler. You are nothing more than an outsider. You should bear that in mind. No, I am not an outsider. If Beatrice and Ushirumi are Butler, and I who gaze down from above, it's almost like a fight in the shape of a triangle. At a glance, it may not look like a united front, but having a united front doesn't necessarily mean fighting together. Aww. What an odd thing to say. Just now, we described fighting with you as close in the distance. But you can't measure distance with a single eye. Only with 2 eyes are things visible in 3 dimensions, and only then can distance be judged. And even when you have 2 fields of vision, it's pointless if they're in the same place. You can pin down witches more accurately if they're far apart. Shooting from different positions and different angles. So basically, it's crossfire. Interesting. We're shooting from different positions and different angles, so I won't get along with anybody. That's how I'll keep my own position separated and catch with the witch in a pincer attack. Are you okay with this, Battler? This girl may actually be an ambush I set up, right? She might just be saying something plausible to gain your trust, right? Maybe. She's been saying that over and over again herself, so of course I can't blindly accept her advice. But as to whether she's worthy of trust or not, I can think for myself and make a decision. As long as I don't stop thinking for myself, I won't be tricked by anyone again. What confidence you should be a Butler! After you've said so much, it makes me want to trick you all over again, you see? I can't wait to see what kind of face you'll make when you realize you've been duped once more! How pleasant! It looks like you know my name, but I don't know yours. Tell me. For a while the girl remained silent without changing her expression even once. She looked as though she couldn't decide whether to say her name or not, or possibly as though she was deciding on the name she'd say on the spot. What audio clip? What does... None of you are Homestuckian, so none of you could have bet that I was wrong and I would change her class spec. I'm checking something 1 second. I was thoroughly tricked, okay. Now, I admit, I trusted Virginia. But, like, the good thing... No, not the good thing, but my excuse is because... It was because of the Divine Comedy. Virgil is the guide in that story. So I got tricked because of that. I trusted immediately when I saw a character named Virgil, okay? Thank God I'm not a Homestuckian anymore. Really? Where's Hansel then? That's funny. Wait. No, this is good. This is cute. This is so cute. Because Hansel and Gretel, Butler is Hansel. Oh my gosh! That's so clever. That's so funny. Hansel and Gretel were captured by a witch. And Hansel was the one that was actually like fully captured and had to be saved by Gretel. So, Butler is Hansel, the one who has thoroughly fallen for the sweets of the witch. And he has been thoroughly captured and enamored by the promise of sweets. So now our Gretel, Angie, has to come in and save him. That is... Ooh, Ryukishi, bro. How does he do it? You know, because it's a witch. They're both witches. That's funny. I like that. Plus 5. That's good. Masterful. How does he do it? Oh, I love that so much. Gretel. Ghetto? You are... That's my name, dumbass. Call me Gretel. Then should I call myself Hansel? Just kidding. I'm shooting me a Butler. Call me Butler. Nice to meet you. I hate handshakes. Don't take it personally. Oh, really? Sorry. It's really cool they never mentioned this too. It's the classic Ryukishi, you know? It's just... He can't help himself. I forget, didn't they name drop the Divine Comedy as well? Or did I make that up? Oh, really? Sorry. After all, it isn't certain that you're my ally. And you just told me to keep my guard up too. Butler drew back his right hand, which he stuck out. Yeah, I did understand the joke, Sam, so don't worry. And it was quite good. Good bit, Sam. +2. Made it up. Pretty sure it's never mentioned. Okay. I wouldn't doubt it because Ryokishi moment. His bitter smile disappeared and was replaced with a strong resolve directed at his new 4th game. Battler, think deeply about what you must win. Why you must win against this witch. You can't stop with something abstract, like I'll beat her because I don't like it. Have a deep conviction that you'll definitely defeat the witch and escape from this world. Because there is definitely someone waiting for you to combat. Oh. Dude. For that kid's sake as well. Maybe there was something she wanted to say. Gretel clenched her fist in front of her chest and hung her head in silence, at a loss for words for a short while. As though smashing through that silence, Vatel spoke up in a forceful voice. Good, that should be enough for an introduction for Gretel or whoever. Come try to remember what happens on October 4. Let the curtain open on the 4th game. At the same time, as though it had been blown by a sudden gust of wind, the clock had been turned back to October 4, 1986, started to move. And here we go. While he remained in the witch's tea room, the deep blue... the blue-gray sky and the green Ronkinjima spread out beneath us. And we could see a boat heading there, its wake trailing behind it. The sky was already cloudy, and it seemed that the barrier of the typhoon would soon shut the island away. There was the boat docked on the harbor, and Goda helping to unload it. Then, once all of the passengers had disembarked, the boat began to separate from the shoreline. The relatives were gradually swallowed up by the island. Yay! Looks like you're as cheery as ever, Maria! Maria-chan, you'll trip if you aren't careful. Look out! Gonna fall, sink, sink! The long-missed cousins I had loved dashed across the beach. Getting swallowed by the forest path that led to the mansion and disappeared. And of course, Honey-chan could be seen among them too. Stop right there, Maria! You nimble little brat! Maria and Oni-chan, whom I loved, started dashing, and Oni-chan chased after her. They were swallowed up by the forest. Following them, father and mother were also swallowed up. The rest of the parents were swallowed up. They were swallowed up, leaving only me behind. Dumbass. How long are you gonna joke around and play with a witch in a place like this? Calm down quickly, Oni-chan. Don't leave me all alone. And realize how cruel and lonely the world I'm isolated in is. Angie's Future, St. Lucia Academy. Okay. After 1986. Okay, I like that. Okay, interesting. Good day to you. Good day to you. Good day to you is a standard greeting used here. No matter how many years pass by, this style of greeting still feels very awkward. Even though I responded to the greeting in order to stifle that awkward feeling. The classmate who had spoken looked at me blankly. Huh? What's that? It seems you're mistaken. Their choice of words and manner were certainly what you expect from a school for rich girls, but the actual meaning was as innocent and cruel as you expect from kids of that age. It seems they found it funny that I mistakenly thought the greeting was directed at me. No, it might be the opposite. Maybe they didn't know how to react if they're being suddenly greeted by a gloomy, quiet kid like me. No, judging by the gazes of my classmates who were looking at this way over their shoulders and whispering to each other. It looked as though some of them considered this refreshing morning ruined. I was dark. I was this light. So trying not to get in the way of everyone's refreshing morning anymore, I stooped lower and entered the classroom. Almost like I was cutting through the aisle in the movie theater while the movie was running. This is an old dorm school, St. Lucia Academy. It was not a school that anyone can get into by taking a test. It's a hidden rich girl school, known of only by a secret group of celebrities from various fields, for lofty nobles who truly wish their daughters could be raised like saints. This is probably the ideal school in which to protect them from the impurities of the common world. But at the same time, it was probably also convenient for nobles who wanted to confine daughters they didn't want out in public. It was an academy isolated from the impurities of the common world. It also held excellent potential as a prison school. I was truly among the latter, and was confined in St. Lucia Academy, forced to live my life in dreariness. Of course, there weren't that many students like me, and you couldn't tell us apart at a glance. However, even if we never fessed up about it, you could usually figure out who we were by watching how we acted. After all, we were always hanging our heads with an expression on our faces as though the whole world had abandoned us. Anyway, every class had one or two kids like that, so even if they didn't speak up about it, you could guess who they were. Therefore, even though I never confessed that I was the one of those kids, at some point, everyone in my class knew about it. Just like how the seriousness of an injury becomes a sign of status in a hospital room, how noble a birth one had became a sign of status here. Those girls who couldn't be acknowledged in public were probably nothing more than filth to the others. They must have thought that getting involved with such students would dirty them as well. When a rumor sprung up about a particular student, those fastidious girls would grow cold and distant, chasing that student out of all social groups. Thanks to that, I led a quiet school life like this all by myself. Well, that's only of hearing people whisper behind my back, finding my things lost or broken all the time, and having everyone pretend like they didn't know anything, can be called a quiet school life. Even this early in the morning, I must look worn out. I can almost understand why my other classmates who had a refreshing morning looked at my face and wanted to click their tongues. Consciously trying to do as I should and avoid treating my classmates this morning, I quietly took my seat. Then, unusually someone came to talk to me. It was the class leader. "Good day to you, Shiromiya-san. You seem to be in a bad mood this morning. Were you able to get enough sleep? Is there some business you have with me? You're the only one who has not submitted her questionnaire for the class presentation, Shiromiya-san. Did you forget that the deadline was yesterday? I'm pretty sure I heard something about that last week. But I thought that the questionnaire hadn't been passed out yet. The details would be written there, so there shouldn't have been any need to remember them beforehand. I wasn't given a questionnaire." "That can't be. I believe the dormitory leader handed them out to everyone. If you lost it, all you have to do is honestly say so." "I lost it. I'll fill it in right now, so could you give me a sheet?" Again, either someone lost my sheet or they intentionally didn't tell me about it. But I have no way of knowing who was behind that. In the end, treating it as though it was my own carelessness would settle everything more quickly. "Once you filled it out, drop it in the questionnaire box in the student council room yourself. Our class is the only one that didn't get everyone's in by yesterday." As I hung my head in the class leader's scolding, I could hear the giggles and whispers of people watching, coming from no direction in particular. Shiromiya-san did it again. She's just so careless. She doesn't deserve to be in this school. She had no dignity and no manners either. Sorry, girls, but I've dealt with much worse when it comes to unfair personal attacks. As I froze my heart and let those arrows of ridicule pass by, I quickly filled out the questionnaire. When I learned that father and mother and Oni-chan and all the rest of my family had died, I was at the house of my grandpa on my mother's side. The only survivor of the incident was Shiromiya Eva. Only Aunt Eva. Even at the time, I hadn't really liked Aunt Eva. At a glance she would act kindly, but even as young as I was, I could see that she was somehow making fun of father and the rest, and I hadn't liked it. So when it was decided that Aunt Eva would take care of me, I was pretty miserable. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered if that gentle Uncle Hideyoshi and George Onichan had been with me, but I hated the thought of living all alone with Aunt Eva. I frankly said that to Grandpa, hoping to live together in his house. However, Aunt Eva had been very insistent that she should be the one to look after me. She had no desire to remarry, so as her successor, I was essential if the Ushiromiya family was to continue. Aunt Eva felt very strongly about the family. She insisted that she take care of me right away, so that she could give me an education and lifestyle fitting for a successor. After that, it seems that confusing negotiations with lawyers took place, but in the end, I was forced to go live with Aunt Eva. After doing that, Aunt Eva told me something. You must bear all of the glory and history of the Ushiromiya family. And in order to make you a fitting successor to bear that, the rest of your life will be dedicated to forensic studying. Sacrifice the rest of your life for the Ushiromiya family. That's what she said. At first, I thought she meant that literally, but I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Because even now, in Aunt Eva's eyes, the one most fitting to succeed her was the late George Onichan. At our first meal together, I received strict instructions and questioning about table manners, and was forced to listen to her abuse Mom and Dad as though they'd been neglectful in their discipline. I also received the same strict instructions regarding manners at my first party, and my clumsiness had been disparaged in front of everybody, forcing me to endure insults to Mom and Dad as well. And I repeated over and over. I eventually began to understand. Aunt Eva didn't really want to make me her successor. She thought Giorgione-chan was the only one truly suited to be her successor, and she couldn't forgive the fact that it was going to be me instead. So she insulted me in front of lots of people. She humiliated me, and she made it known exactly how I was inferior to Giorgione-chan to both acquaintances and strangers, surely in place of a memorial service for her dead son. Or rather, she must still be mourning her death. However, that wasn't something I could endure. I couldn't possibly live together with Aunt Eva. I was kept like a pet, my life continuously compared with her dead son's. I understood that even when I was still in elementary school, I tried to escape the Ushiromiya house and run off to the house of my grandpa on my mother's side. However, Aunt Eva had already foreseen that. No, thinking back on it, she might have lured me into escaping. I was caught by the guards and brought back. And for being a coward who had smeared the Ushiromiya family crest with mud and tried to throw it away, in a way that makes my whole body shake and shiver just remembering it, I was punished. How should I describe what Aunt Eva was like when she punished me? In a frenzy? Gleeful? I saw the anger and sadness of losing her beloved son, and well as the hatred and pain from me stealing that inheritance from her son who should have received it. And the dark pleasure at being able to let those feelings out on me. I was hit with all those negative emotions at once. Then, all of my free time and freedom to act was stolen, and I was put under surveillance around the clock. I may have lived in a gorgeous mansion dressed in expensive clothes, but my heart and my dignity had been trampled upon, and I was the Ushiromiya's family slave, its cattle. Compared to that lifestyle, the derisive laughter of my classmates here was calm and pleasant. It cost my heart no trouble. After burying almost all of the fields of my questionnaire with nothing in particular, I folded it and put it in my pocket. Because if I left it in my desk, it might disappear again. During lunch break, after dropping it off at the post box in the student council room, I finished lunch by myself as usual and headed behind the school building where no one could be seen. Only my time by myself could protect me from the derisive laughter and gossip. Since I was hated and didn't have a single friend, my time alone was the most kind to me. After checking the surrounding bushes to see whether some malicious classmate was hiding and threatening my time of quiet, I finally relaxed the tension from my entire body, knowing that I had gained some true peace. Then, I let out a sigh. It faltered heavy, as though it was the first time I had breathed out today. My old favorite place behind the vegetable garden storehouse. I've been found out by my classmates, and I've been teased, so this was my new lunchtime hideaway. There was nowhere to sit behind the school building. As I crouched near the wall in the shadow of the bushes, I opened my bag and took out a book with an elaborate old-fashioned binding. Just glancing at it, you'd probably think it was a religious book or something written in the Middle Ages. But this wasn't a book. It was a diary. Of course it wasn't my diary. There wasn't any special things worth writing about in my daily life. Every single day was just gray, cold, and dry. And those completely unchanging days, there aren't any changes worth writing down. This was the diary of Marianne-chan, a girl I've been very close to. She'd been a bit strange and 3 years older than me, but Oni-chan was always a warm and wonderful cousin. She would always grab me by the hand and let me join in on some fun game. I remember that being able to see her was the most fun part of our family gatherings. When I opened the diary, the characters, which were made fairly skillfully considering that this was an elementary schooler, were packed close together, though they were written on every other line. She was hopelessly obsessed with jotting everything down in her diary. Probably not. To her, writing her daily life down in a diary was probably like having a conversation with another part of herself. So rather than an object of which the events of her life were being written down, Maria One-chan's diary was written like a letter to another part of herself, telling of the events of that day. I found this diary among her belongings after her death and secretly took it home. At first, I felt that reading someone else's diary might be boorish, and satisfied myself with just keeping it by my side. But I couldn't help flipping through the pages and reading through it bit by bit. And by now, she had become my only friend. I gently opened to the page with the bookmark. Sorry to keep you waiting, Maria One-chan. Could you let me hear your story again? At the same time, a very, very soft breeze blew, tickling the paper. I thought the open diary might have sparkled faintly. The weather's good today. Maria One-chan loves the wonderful rays of sunlight, so I'm sure she's in a good mood. On the pages of the open diary, no. In the world of the diary, Maria One-chan showed herself. I'm pretty sure she was 9 when she died. So her form was already younger than me. But I call her One-chan, so she affectionately calls me Angie. Angie, you are still getting here today. Was it packed in lunch? Yes, it's always packed. Groups of friends set up camp in the seats, and they stay there even after they're finished eating. It's pretty fatal if you get to the dining hall late. I was on cleanup duty today. I eat fast. The faster you eat, the more you can play. Maybe she realized I was holding a grudge because that duty had been forced upon me and shortened my lunch break by a bit. Maria One-chan brightly changed the subject. Grateful for the act of kindness, I responded by saying I was a slow eater. Maria calmed me down, saying something about teaching me the trick to eating fast. I read about it in her diary. No, I heard it from Maria One-chan. She was ranked number 1 among the girls in the speed eating ranking for her grade's newspaper. She was apparently very proud of that, and a little disappointed that her mother, Aunt Rosa, hadn't praised her very much for it. Then, let's start our story for today. How far did we get yesterday? This far. So you got Sakutaro as a present, Maria-one-chan. You promised that you'd tell me about Sakutaro. Let's talk about Sakutaro. You know, Sakutaro is a really cute stuffed animal. I'm sure you'll love him too, Angie. Yeah, tell me that story. The only time I can relax at school is when I'm listening to your stories during lunch break. I'll tell you about it. Sakutaro was really, When I looked at Maria-one-chan, who was always in a good mood, it made my heart feel warm as well. As I listened to her tell, I began to get absorbed in her world. I'm not making it out of this one alive. Happy birthday, Maria! Sorry, Where's that? Where's that? It's fine. I'm fine. We're fine, we're fine. I can't look at my screen! Every time I call myself and look back at the screen. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. We're good.
Mama praised me.
You're getting a little too excited. If you don't quiet down a bit, you'll disturb the other customers. When Rosa gently admonished her, Maria stuck her tongue out and aced up a little. But it seemed that she was having a hard time repressing her excitement at being able to eat out with her mother after such a long time. Today was Maria's birthday. Rosa always tried to let Maria spend her birthdays at great restaurants. When Maria had been in kindergarten, they sometimes invited other kids from the neighborhood over and had a party at home. Rosa would make a wonderful cake and snacks and decorate the house herself, making it a huge celebration. But when they moved and Maria no longer had friends in the neighborhood, Rosa had started splurging at expensive restaurants instead. However, today they were in a normal family restaurant. It was also a little late in the day for a kid like Maria to eat there, even with a parent. Actually, she had gotten reservations at a fantastic place that would surely have pleased Maria. Of course, she had herself prepared a wonderful cake with Maria's name written on it, but Rosa just hadn't been able to finish up her business and had been forced to cancel. Since that plan had been traded for a local family restaurant, Rosa felt a little indebted to Maria. So she was prepared to spoil Maria a bit and let her have whatever she wanted tonight. You never used to eat much, did you, Maria-chan? Was it really alright, to order that much?
I can't eat very much, but I like to have a lot lined up. You know, like on a birthday table. If it's colored all over with red and blue and green and yellow, it makes me really happy.
You're right. Having your birthday table so be colorful can make you really happy. Birthdays at my place were no match for yours, Maria-chan. But the cakes we bought at the Fumiya store in front of the station were always gorgeous. Angie thought back to her own birthdays nostalgically. Even though Dad was busy, he sometimes came home just to show up at my birthday party. And then I went right back to his company. At that time, I was sad, but now I understand how important it was to Dad. Of course, Mom also took very good care of me. In particular, her birthday presents were always an excellent. Even though he always sent an invitation to Mandarari-chan, he didn't get along with Dad or something, so he kept not coming. So when he did... come, I was really happy. The birthday parties with crap. The birthday parties with the whole 4-person family gathered. Wait for fun memories that I'll never forget. Angie's birthday sounded like a lot of fun too. I did have a gosh so hard. Mariana-chan peeked into my happy memory. As I sat quietly, very dear, putting on the helmet that had made her fall. I was a little embarrassed. In my hand was a paper gun that Butler only tried to hold it for me. And Mom was taking it. Come over to photo. It was the happiest moment of my life. I'm reading chat this whole time, okay? You are not helping. Oh dear, Earth no worse, Mariana-chan. And this is the day you get him, right? Sakutaro? I was really looking forward to it. I got so excited wondering when Mama would show me the red person in the corner of her bag. Sakutaro is the name of a stuffed animal that Maria was to receive that day. For quite some time before then, Aunt Rosa had been making a stuffed animal to give Maria as a present today. Hearing that it was a cute lion stuffed animal, Mariana-chan had already given it the name Sakutaro even though she hadn't received it yet. I am so close to banning you in real life. Today she was looking forward to meeting Sakutaro even more than her own birthday. Aunt Rosa had a clothing design company. It seemed to be some kind of brand name. What was it? Auntie Rosa? It seemed her catchphrase was, "I can't forgive the me of yesterday." Unfortunately, I never met someone who knew of that brand name. Maybe it wasn't that famous. So Aunt Rosa was pretty skilled with her hands. I heard that she made some of the clothing she wore herself. So making a stuffed animal had to be well within her capabilities. I would just say, the part that I hate the most is that Ruby said to lock in before this started. I wiped it off my shoulder. He says it for literally everything, so I didn't expect anything. A handmade stuffed animal? That's pretty amazing. By the way, why did you call it Sakutaro? Actually, I wanted to call it Sakura. But it's a male lion, so she told me to give it a boy's name. So I added a boy like Taro and called him Sakutaro. Eventually the last U disappeared. Why Sakura?
The main character in Cartmaster Sakura.
It was the name of the main character in the TV anime that was popular at the time. The fact that she simply borrowed the name of a character she liked was, how should I say it, as innocent and cute as you expect from someone that age.
Mama! Still no Sakutaro? I wanna let Sakutaro join in on my birthday too.
Presents always come at the end, right? If you open it now, it'll get dirty. Hold on until the meal is over.
Then I'll finish eating quickly.
As soon as she proclaimed that, she started tearing into her meal. Aunt Rosa got mad at her, saying that was rude. It seemed that she expected this would happen right away. I also thought that given how straightforward Maria was, that was probably what she'd do. We're fine now. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's like nothing happened. We're fine now. So it was kind of pleasant when my expectations weren't betrayed. In the end, Aunt Rosa lost to her daughter's eyes, which was sparkling with anticipation. Cleaned up the table and took out the long-awaited wrapped present. Happy birthday, Maria! I wasn't able to spend much time on it, so I couldn't make it very well.
If you made it, I'll be happy with anything. Sakutaro, Sakutaro.
Aunt Rosa spoke a bit humbly, but Maria One-chan was happy even before opening the wrapping. I could really understand that feeling. It was not a problem of quality. Just the fact that it was a handmade present was more pleasing than anything.
Can I open it? Can I open it?
I wanted to wait until we got back home before doing it, but just for a bit, okay? We'll just take a look and say hello, then put it back. You can give him a proper greeting once we get home. We're in the public, so you can't fool around, okay? Can you promise?
Promise, promise. So can I open it? Can I open it? Mama!
Yes. Just for a bit, okay? Before Androsa finished talking, Maria started unwrapping it. As soon as she did, yellow and orange peeked out. What appeared was a slightly blank-looking lion stuffed animal, with cute round eyes and a white chest. It was about the size of a small pillow, and pretty big with someone as short as Mariana-chan, but it probably wasn't that large. From the perspective of someone who didn't know better, it would probably look like something cheap bought from a department store or something. But to Mariana-chan, it was her mother's handmade stuffed animal, the only one of its kind in the world and unreplaceable. Sakutaru! Cute, so cute! Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much for making such a cute stuffed animal, even though you're so busy with work. And if you praise me that much, it's actually embarrassing. I couldn't take much time, so I couldn't make anything that good. I actually wanted to make one so big that you couldn't wrap your arms around it. Now, this is good. With this size, we can always be together. We can go out together. Sakutaro, I'm your Hane-chan. It really is an adorable stuffed animal. So this kid is Sakutaro, your best friend. We can go to school together, but me and my best friend are always together at home. You know, Sakutaro is really innocent and cute and always nice to me. He supports me when I'm feeling down and plays a lot with me when I'm feeling good. So I'm never lonely anymore. Not lonely when Mama's busy with work and I'm all alone, and even when no one plays with me at school. Isn't that great, Sakutaro? Ooh, At school, Mariana-chan had lived in the same kind of environment as I did. Compared to the other kids in her class, Mariana-chan's tempo was always a little slow. Her sensibilities and ways of viewing things were a little peculiar and a little too idiosyncratic for her to blend in. Her grades were low as well, and since she was talkative about everything related to the occult, her specialty, she was treated like a weirdo by everyone else in class. If you were touched by Mariana-chan, you'd be cursed. Stuff like that. Apparently everyone in her class acted like she was disgusting, made fun of her, and avoided her. If a boy bumped into Mariana-chan, he started rubbing that part against the other boys as if he'd gotten some scum on him. They'd pick up her stuff like it was something filthy and chase the other boys around with it. It seems the girls thought even speaking to her was unpleasant. so they ignored her all the time, only giggling and sneering at her whenever she made a mistake. It looks like bullying is the same in all eras. Humans really don't advance at all, do they? If only they just get wiped out.
I'm sad when I'm bullied, but I think it can be helped.
It can be helped. Why not?
After all, there's a rule that says every class is to have a single bullied kid.
That's a horrible rule. I like to find the person who made it and hit them over the head with a brick. Using the corner, of course.
I wasn't there. If I wasn't there, then there should be a new bullied kid chosen in my place. By staying strong, I can protect that kid.
As she said that, she smiled faintly. Maria One-chan's way of thinking really is unusual. According to her, from the beginning, a witch had resided in that place called a school. Now, she says that any place where a lot of people gather will have a witch residing there. The witch tries to steal the students' souls through death and disease or accidents. Apparently, she sometimes also corrupts those souls, leading them down the path of evil. She says that an angel came, not content to let that continue.
And that angel tried to finish off that witch. The witch was powerful and the fight took 7 days and 7 nights, but even then, it still wasn't over. The tired out witch asked for a truce and proposed this.
I heard about that one before. Until now, I've made half of the students in the class become sick or injured. But in exchange, I protected the remaining half of the students from sickness and injury. Therefore, if one member of the class becomes a sacrifice to me and is made into the bullied kid, I should protect all of the other students from sickness and injury. Right?
The angel thought about it. Compared to half the class meeting with misfortune, having only one person be unfortunate would be much better. Then the witch said that she'd protect the safety of all the other students using her powerful magic.
If there are 40 students in a class, and 20 victims are reduced to 1, then 90 people are saved. It's actually a reasonable proposal. I wonder if there's something behind this fairy tale. If it's a creation by Maria One-chan, a 9-year-old girl, that'd be pretty impressive. I'm thinking something. I don't know, it could mean a lot. Check Golden Line right now. It's probably a double meaning. First off, it's Beatrice torturing Butler. But it's not like she's really having the rest of the family be safe for it. Everyone is getting bullied in that sense. So more likely it's about Beatrice's life and Kuadorian. So I've already guessed that there's been a lot of Beatrices, like the mistress and then her daughter are Beatrice. But I also gave out the thought that maybe there's been even more than that. So I wonder if what it's saying here is that for all the other Beatrices to just become normal servants and not be accosted by Kinso anymore, our Beatrice had to suffer alone now. Instead of everyone being abused, it was just our Beatrice. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, Golden Land, Golden Land. console sprite users do not interact. Why? One final spoiler intro. Bumper sticker. He's gonna finish the entire freaking thing and you're still gonna be crying over the intro. Whatever. No, now he's past it. I moved on. Thank goodness. He already forgot all of it. Indeed, I already forgot all of it. True, the server doesn't have enough storage. Okay, you know that's not true. You know that's not true. Where's the true button on this thing? What is that picture? Make this shot and give you a kiss. Oh, is this video again? Yep, I'm watching it again. Oh well, I missed. Make this shot and I'll give you a kiss. My reaction to that information. It's the music that gets me. Oh, Yules is a console sprite users on top. Sad Angie sprite. Yum yum. When your fave character is so cute, you start speaking every time you see it. That's... okay. That is me with Natsuhi, absolutely, but that was me with Maria just now, even though Maria isn't my favorite character. It transcended that. But yes, that is, I can't wait to see Natsuhi again. Please, I miss her. You! Oh, okay, that's not actually Sakutaro, but it's still a little lion plushie. That's so cute, Ruby. That's awesome. Oh, that's lovely. The lion does not turn around when the small dog barks. The lion doesn't concern himself with the uninvited sheep talks. Okay. Sakutaro's Adventure, thank you. I assume this is just a song. What is this? Brother. Okay, thanks. I thought it was the actual song. No, I mean I agree. Nah, I thought I trusted you, Yules. I thought I trusted you. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're over it. We're over it. To the beginning of the song. Right.
I got this new band for y'all called Soldier Boy. You gotta punch, then crank back 3 times.
That's really well done. That's really good. Incredible. I'm mad, but incredible.
The angel decided to accept that proposal. So though the signal sacrificed, 19 people were saved.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. No, crying's over. No more. Not for the rest of the game. I faltered, but that's it. Anyways, back to this. Wait. 18 people on the island. Then Beatrice, 19. So our 20th is Angie. So this could mean two things. Either she, as she is now, this how she is now, like the Doom timeline version of Angie, will have to be sacrificed because, you know, if she makes everyone live, then that means this version of her will never exist. So that is a death. So that would be the sacrifice. That the Angie of right now will have to accept that she will never get to see her happy life. Because as a consequence of granting that happy life for her young Angie self, this grown Angie won't ever get to see it. Or she literally just has to die. Like Angie in general, she's gonna have to sacrifice herself literally to solve this. Either way, that sucks. But it makes sense for the LeBron James of suicide. I should have honestly seen it coming already. So I see what the story means now. Interesting. And now that I see it coming, I won't be sad when it happens, so GG. There we go. Most lying crap you've ever said. Oh yeah, you'll definitely cry again this again, especially not in this episode. The LeBron James of suicide. I need that to hang on my comment. Okay. I'm glad that I said something. It's true. I mean, she's done nothing. I mean, yeah. She literally jumped off a building as her introduction. Although, like, now that we see it this way, that she will need to sacrifice herself, and the death of her doomed self will be necessary so that her young self can have a good life. That jump takes that new allegory. But I already said in the channel that the allegory I prefer is that instead of it being a jump to her death, it was meant to represent allegorically a literal leap of faith. Because she's putting her trust into the witch of uncertainty. So when you do that, you need to take some risks, some uncertain risks. So she took a literal leap of faith, and I like that a lot. And also, it's instead of a sign of the end, it's a sign of freedom. She's taking her life back. Anyways, that's all.
That's why my role's important. The witch is protecting 19 people. Because
Because we become sacrifices. Well, I don't remember ever being thanked. Marione-chan's idea was too compassionate. Both of us are suffering from a very similar type of misfortune. And yet, maybe a small difference in our way of thinking changes how peaceful our hearts are. So you aren't sad, Marione-chan?
I'm not sad at all. After all, I'll be together with Sakutaro from now on. Right? Sakutaro?
Wow, I can talk! If I can be with Maria, I'll be happy too.
Look, Sakutaro. She says she's happy too.
Marione-chan hugged the Sakutaro stuffed animal, playing both sides of the conversation herself. Ah, okay, that makes sense. That's cute. I don't understand that. But that's exactly what I want to reach Marione-chan's level. So I was instantly drawn to her tone and her words.
Angie, is it tough because you're all alone?
It is tough. But just the time I can be like this with you is different. Because I'm not all alone.
Then, if Sakutaro also becomes your friend, it'll be even more fun. Then, starting today, Sakutaro is Angie's new friend. Alright, Sakutaro? Who are you? I am Angie's friend. Who are you, Angie?
Skillfully moving the stuffed animal like it was a puppet, Maria wanted to express Sakutaro's emotions. She was controlling him, but the charming way she waved his short hand and cocked his head to the side made it feel like he really was a new friend called Sakutaro. Of course, looking at it with cold eyes, it would only appear that Marione-chan was comforting me when I was grumpy. But a soul had definitely been sent into that stuffed animal, the soul of Marione-chan's love. So I acknowledged the existence of a being called Sakutaro inside the stuffed animal.
Come on, say hi to Sakutaro too, Angie. Come on, you say hi to Sakutaro. Who are you? It's Angie, a scary person.
A Sakutaro timidly looked at me. He unexpectedly met my gaze and hid behind Maria One-chan's back in surprise. Maria One-chan really is a good at playing with stuffed animals.
It's okay, Sakutaro. Angie isn't scared. She's a really nice girl. Hello. I am Sakutaro. How are you? Pleased to meet you, Sakutaro.
Oh. Pleased to meet you, Sakutaro. I'm Angie. I'm glad to have a new friend. I held out my hand and as though asking for a handshake. And Sakutaro's short hand was stuck out towards me, lightly touching my index finger. After all, when a human and a stuffed animal shake hands, their sizes are too different. The greeting by touching each other's fingers was our handshake.
Now Angie and Sakutaro are already friends. 2 people are more fun than 1, and 3 people are more fun than 2.
Maria One-chan had given the name Sakutaro to the stuffed animal she was to receive on her birthday, and had warmed and expanded his existence in her heart for a long, long time. Therefore, even before she met him, his existence was sublimed into a personality. Even as the first moment they met, they were already friends. Of course, that wasn't anything extraordinary in Maria One-chan's eyes, although I don't think she personified and loved anything quite as much as Sakutaro. She loved the things she owned very much, treating them just like friends or beloved pets. Maybe Aunt Rosa hadn't let her keep her a pet at some point in time, so she felt like treasured objects instead. And maybe she was so isolated that she'd been forced to find a friend nearby. Because of all that, what happened that day wasn't anything extraordinary from her perspective. Even so, Sakutaro, no. Maybe I should call it Sakutaro like Maria One-chan. There's no doubt that Sakutaro was a stuffed animal. No, a friend whom she loved more than anything or anyone. Hello, it's Mama. You're in a good mood. Is a friend over?
Playing with Sakutaro. Sakutaro, knock it off.
It was already about 9 o'clock at night. Rosa had asked because this wasn't a good time to have a friend over, and she'd been just a little surprised. But when she thought about it, Maria didn't have any friends who would come over to play, did she? Even so, to think she'd have so much fun playing with that stuffed animal. Rosa was very pleased that Maria had liked her birthday present so much. Sorry, Mama just can't get her work finished tonight. The next session's lineup is having a tough time. It looks like we're finally starting to get orders bit by bit, and I want to somehow give it a bit more impact so we can answer to their expectations.
So you're spending the night? Sure, okay. Do your best, Mama.
Really? Thank you, Maria. Thank you for being understanding about Mama's work. Rosa was surprised that Maria had accepted so easily that she wouldn't be able to come home from work. So Rosa having to tell Maria that she'd be coming home late or staying overnight was a huge burden. Maria would start crying about how lonely she was on the other end of the phone, and it took a lot of time and effort to calm her down. To think that Maria would accept it in such high spirits. This is also thanks to Sakutaro. Rosa was once again pleased that she'd given her daughter such a good present. I'll make sure I come back this time tomorrow. Let's eat dinner together then. You haven't eaten dinner yet, have you, Maria? Buy a bento at the convenience store and eat it. No sweets and no soda. I'll check the receipt and the change, understand?
Shopping with Sakutaro! Shopping with Sakutaro!
Hey, not Sakutaro. Have him watch over the house. From Maria's manner of speech, Rosa got the feeling that Maria might have gone shopping with that stuffed animal without her knowing about it. Rosa's forehead creased, and after sorely saying that Maria definitely mustn't do something, that she hung up.
Mama said I mustn't go shopping with Sakutaro. Oh, you? Can't go shopping with Maria. Staying home alone will be lonely. Why did Mama say not to go shopping with Sakutaro? Oh. Are you? I'm sure that if Maria was seen with me, it would be embarrassing. Embarrassing? Why? Mama says not to take me outside a lot, and she usually says Maria can't do it because she's too old. Who? But I'm not embarrassed at all to be with Sakutaro, right? I'm a lion, but I'm a stuffed animal. You're a lion and a stuffed animal, but you're my friend. So let's go out together. Just when Mama isn't around, as a secret. Who? You aren't saying that you're embarrassed, are you? I'm not embarrassed, but... Who are you? The people outside are a little scary. Is that it? Then I'll make it so that you can go outside without being scared. Leave it to me. I've got something that's really useful.
Maria started fishing around with her messy room. Rosa often told her to clean it up, but Maria apparently didn't like doing it. However, Maria herself knew more or less where everything was. So much so that if it were to be cleaned up, she wouldn't have trouble finding anything else.
Here it is. Hey, look, Sakutaro. Ah, knapsack.
Maria proudly held it up high. Sakutaro looked at the knapsack, which was gaping open, squirming as though saying, "Are you serious?"
Who are you, Maria? You aren't saying. This way we can go shopping together and Sakutaro won't be scared.
Maria held Sakutaro up and started stuffing him into the knapsack. At first she tried to stick him in the head first, but then he'd be upside down and suffocate. So she pulled him out and tried pushing him again, feet first.
How do you? Tight, cramped, dark. How do you? Look, it's alright. If you stick your head out, it isn't cramped, it isn't dark, and it isn't scary. It's okay to you. How do you? You're right. Is it okay for me to go shopping with Maria like this? Yeah, it'll be fine. What should we get for dinner tonight? Come on, let's go out, Sakutaro.
Looks like you're having fun, Maria-chan.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Even things that would be lonely and boring alone will become fun with Sakutaro.
I think... That's okay. You can keep it, Sam. Any human friend would be happy to go home when it gets late. But Sakutaro doesn't go home, so we can go be together all the time. He'll watch TV with me. Be together even in the futon. And even hold my hand on scary nights when there's thunder. He'll chase away the monsters in the closet and under the bed. Sakutaro is reliable. Here you. Since I'm a lion, I'll show my courage and chase away any monsters that scare Maria. Here you, roar. They were so close that it made me a little envious. I'm supposedly older now than Maria One-chan was then. But Maria One-chan really is my One-chan, and I still hadn't reached up there to her level. If only I had a friend close to Sakutaro.
Sakutaro and I are your close friends, okay? We'll always be by your side. It's just that your magic is weak, so you can't perceive us unless you open my diary like this.
Perceive? You know some pretty difficult words, Maria One-chan. According to her, this world is full of magic and spirits, and they're as natural and nearby as a light breeze.
You don't normally notice or see the wind. But when incense smoke or something draws trails, you can see it, right?
Right. And even if you can't see it, it's always nearby.
That's it. We're always really close by to you, and you. Gods and spirits and guardian spirits are always right next to us. But if you aren't conscious of them, you can't feel their existence. Like wind that can't be seen with the eyes. But they certainly are near us, and if they draw trails in the smoke, called magic, anyone can see them.
I thought I'd only be able to meet Maria One-chan when this diary was open. But from what she says, she's always with me, so I can meet her at any time if I truly desire to. I'm thinking something. 1 second, BRB. I'm back. Phoenix, if you're still there, yes, absolutely, it counts. That is 3 writing examples. Doesn't matter if they're the same continuity, they're still separate things. So absolutely, yes. I'm crying. Whatever. Whatever. But from what she says, she's always with me, so I can meet her at any time if I truly desire to.
According with the record of my life, I live a fragment of my own soul in my diary, so the power of my magic resides in this diary. But it's very faint, so only you can feel it.
Only I can tell it's there.
Yes, after all, the power of a witch resides in you, just like me. If you study hard, you too can definitely become a great witch in the future.
A witch? I wonder if that'd be fun.
It is fun. If you do that, you'll be able to know that Sakutaro and I are always by your side, even without opening the diary. If you do that, every day will become fun. If you do that, I'll introduce you to many other friends. If you do that, every day will get busy and very lively.
That might be fun. I do have the grimoire you left behind, Mariana-chan. I'll try reading it seriously sometime soon. If I do that, I won't be all alone anymore, right?
Who do you?
Mariana-chan and Sakutaro said that at the same time, happy that I had developed an interest in the world of witches. Her knapsack on her back and half of Sakutaro's face peeking out of it, she triumphantly walked through the shopping district late at night. Well, it was that time of day after all. Everyone in the shopping district was either a shop owner lowering the shutters on their shops or an employee rushing or else staggering on their way home. And amidst all that, Maria, who was in a good mood like someone on a height, probably looked quite near. Every once in a while, pest scene employees would glance at her back with the eyes of someone seeing something out of place. Office ladies giggled at the cute stuffed animal poking its head out of the knapsack. The supermarket had been closed for a while by this time. However, convenience stores which had been growing in popularity lately stayed open until midnight. It was very convenient for Maria, whose mother return was often late. Maria lowered the knapsack from her back and carrying it like a child in her arms, she headed over to the sweet buns corner. Am I in this thing looking for a writer for a true crime drama series that I'm definitely not applying because I know nothing about 1980s Central California, but like, yeah, I mean, if it's free, you can just do it. And then do it, right? Like, nothing's stopping you, and it would be such a cool, especially, I hope they give feedback or something, that would be fantastic to hear what other people think. So absolutely go for it. All that's stopping you is just your own fear and embarrassment if you have any, but it would be better if you had none of that. She pointed to a sweet bun that she had eaten before, explaining to Sakataru that this one was delicious. And that one was pretty good too. Sakataru seemed to be enjoying it a lot.
I'm gonna have the 3-colored one. With just this one, you can eat bean jam and cream and strawberry jam. But there's sometimes a greenish brown bean jam or a white bean jam. There should be one kind of bean jam. Who do you? It looks like having different things inside makes them interesting. Who do you? Next, I'll have a fruit yogurt. There's fruit in it, but it is a nice sweet, right? Yeah, I'm sure Mama will be fine with it. Do you want one too, Sakataru? Who do you? Is that really okay? What about the money? No problem. Look, it's Shotoku Taishi. So I can buy you whatever you want too, Sakataru. Let's eat together. Would you like some yogurt too, Sakataru?
When Maria made to grab another one of the same fruit yogurt, Sakataru bent his head slightly worried.
Who do you? But he can eat a big one, so a small one will be fine. Then how about a small yogurt? It's 30 yen. That's cheap. Who do you? That's good enough for me. Yogurt with Maria. Yogurt and Sakataru.
Maria put the 3-colored bread and the 2 yogurt inside a shopping basket and brought them to the register. The man running the register had been in charge of the tobacco shop that had been here until last year. I see you seeing you a lot at this time of day, little lady. You're a good girl, but maybe you'd better come with your mother if you're going to go shopping at this time in the future, okay?
Mama said it's okay, so it's fine. Mama always comes home late because of her work, but we aren't lonely. Right, Sakataru? How do you?
Really? That sounds tough. Here, I'll give you some free soda. It's not on the receipt. Yeah. The man working at the store took a can of leftover soda or something from behind the register and packed it into the bag with everything else.
Thank you, mister. It's not great, Sakataru. Who do you?
Since she had been told not to buy soda, she couldn't take it back home. So she decided to drink it on her way back to not bring the empty can back home. Ruby, I would appreciate if you could manga panels of this little section here of her going shopping. If you can, please, and thank you. With the vinyl bag with a sweet bun in it around her elbow, holding the knapsack with Sakataru in it, with the same arm and drinking her soda, the two of them walked home.
Yusuko Shu soda is really good. You wanna try too, Sakataru? Who do you? What do you? Who do you? You're mean, Maria. Nasty. It sure is.
Of course, it's not like she could actually make a stuffed animal drink soda, so she just put the can to Sakataru's mouth and pretended to tilt it. But it was fun for Maria to share the taste of this weird drink that she had gotten for free with Sakataru. There was a huge moon in the sky. At times that moon had been clouded by tears when she'd been unimaginable during Rosa's overnight stays. And when she'd been scolded by her mother. But this moon was very warm, and it seemed to watch over the two of them as they enjoyed their trip home by themselves. Maria and Sakataru. Angie watched the two of them go from behind. She looked so warm from behind. After looking at the back of Maria One-chan and Sakataro together, it became very hard to remember all of those nights when she cried because her mother hadn't come home. I couldn't say it to Maria-chan, but if I had been in the same position, I may have given a stuffed animal the name Sakutaro. But it wouldn't have been anything more or less than a stuffed animal. Anyone can make a relationship that only distracts you from your loneliness. But Maria One-chan was different. Sakutaro wasn't a stuffed animal or a toy. He was a real friend, and far from just distracting Maria and her loneliness. He changed the nights without her mother into a fun time where they could play all by themselves. Was it because Sakutaro was a special stuffed animal? Because her mother had made it herself? Because it was very, very cute? Probably not. If there's a secret here, it doesn't lie within Sakutaro. I think it probably lies with Maria One-chan. This is the power of magic you were talking about, Maria One-chan.
Oh, knowing magic means that you notice a lot of friends right before you that you didn't notice before. It's as fun as having a bunch of new toys shop pop up all over the neighborhood.
If even I looked up at that academy without a single friend, had power like Maria One-chan, I wonder if I could make my days just a bit richer. I wonder if I'll be able to honestly shed tears on nights I feel like crying, to smile on grey nights.
Yes, you can. You can do it. After all, you also have what it takes to become a witch.
What it takes to become a witch.
I have what it takes to become a witch too, so I still got a lot more studying and training to do. I'll definitely become a wonderful witch, flying in the sky in a broom, drawing rainbows with my cane, and making candy fall from the sky. I can definitely do it. Then I'll slowly show you too. I'll definitely be like a scene from a wonderful dream.
Maria One-chan said that, making an absolute promise with her smile. There's no way I can become a witch. But if Maria One-chan says that, it makes me feel that maybe I really can become a witch. Because in reality, on that desolate night, when no flower of a smile could possibly have bloomed on her, magic surely gave birth to a smile. I wonder if I can become a witch.
You can! You're a bit older, so your soul is bound a bit more by gravity. That might take training tougher than it is for me. But you definitely can. After all, you've already touching a small piece of magic.
I am? Magic?
Yeah! Come on, look! In a world where I don't exist, you summon me, and you're talking with me.
This is magic.
Yeah! You've expanded the fragment of my soul that I left in my diary, and you revive me right now. I also said it a short while ago, right? Since you managed to reunite with me and have a conversation, since you're able to smile every once in a while, you must have some magical talent, Angie. Your Maria One-chan guarantees it. How?
You said it a second ago, One-chan. I thought I could only meet with you while the diary was open. But you're really nearby all the time, right? If I had more of the power of magic, would I be able to see you? And just like now, would I be able to talk with you, One-chan? At any time?
Yeah, we can talk at any time. I'm there by your side to say good morning and even during class. Let's talk together during dull classes to distract you from your boredom. I'll also be there to talk to you during meals, so let's always be together like this during lunch break. We're with you after school too, and of course, I'm always by your side even after you return to your dormitory. It's just that you don't see me except when the diary is open.
Even if I close the diary, Maria One-chan, you'll be by my side, right?
Yes, I'll be there. So if you try to see me and try to talk to me, I'll definitely be able to answer. If you look strongly and try to talk, that is.
I'll give it a try.
It isn't easy, okay? It isn't going to go well all of a sudden, okay?
I understand. I'm sure it won't be easy. But I want to be like you, Maria One-chan.
I understand. Then, look at me well. Look closely.
Okay?
Slowly open and close your eyes. You can't shut them for a long time all of a sudden. After putting from my form into your eyes, try to make it blend into the inside of your eyelids.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Once you can visualize me visualize me even when your eyes are closed, Without changing anything, slowly and softly close your eyes again. How is it? Can you still see me?
Posted, thank you. I'm not looking at them yet. I'll look at them when I'm about to end stream, before I end stream. Yes, I think I can probably see you.
Then try opening your eyes for a second. Now for the real thing. Calm your heart and close the diary. At the same time, my form might disappear for a second. But calm your heart and don't get anxious. And then try to make the me that's blended into the inside of your eyelids blend back into your eyes. Slowly visualize me in the empty air. In the empty air, see me.
Exactly, Maria is speaking. Yeah, I'm okay. Right. I'll close the diary.
How?
Slowly, I closed it. When I did so, a grey reality filled with a dual air unfolded. Of course, Maria Onichan's form disappeared. Give it all you've got. Have courage. Take the first step into the world of witches. I feel like Maria Onichan was cheering me on inside my heart. She's cheering me on? Really? Or do I think that she is? No, that's wrong. It's because I think that I cannot see her. Maria Onichan is always by my side. And even now, she's definitely there, cheering me on to do my best. That reached my ears. So I mustn't ignore it like it's my imagination or the voice of my own heart. I believe that Maria Onichan is there. I mustn't doubt. I believe. Onichan said she'll always be by my side. I must not doubt that. But looking at that empty space by the empty back wall of the school building, I missed the heartless and boring rays of sunlight. Calling out their name was exceedingly difficult. The chains of common sense had clung onto me until today sneered at me, telling me that calling out to the empty air was ridiculous. It was almost like being told to take a step forward off the roof of a skyscraper overlooking a sea of lights. It's Maria Onichan saying it. It's alright. She's saying that I'm someone who can do it. Stop thinking that you might fall, or that I'll be foolish to take a step off the roof. And free yourself from those chains of common sense. Okay. I steadied my breathing. I concentrated my mind. Make the vivid form of Maria Onichan in the empty space before you rise to the surface. Understand magic and see Maria Onichan. Maria Onichan. Huh? Is someone there? At the time I was answered by a rustle in the bushes and a wild cry, and I came to my senses. It looked like I wasn't the only one behind the school building. No, since I've been so immersed in the world of the diary, I hadn't noticed someone coming. I recognized a group of 3 beyond the bushes. They were kids from my class. From their appearance, I felt as though they'd come behind the school building to gossip about someone or talk in secret. I hurried out of that place, because if it became known that I'd been alone in a place like this, mumbling to myself, I'll become a pain again. She said it right! She said it right! She said Maria Onichan or something, right? Isn't that creepy? She used to sing spirits or something, is she? We shouldn't be outside, it's so funny! I could hear the shrill, loud laughter from behind. Irritated and feeling that Maria Onichan had been made fun of, I left the place at a quick pace and then a jog once I took the corner. And I might have made it to Onichan's world with just a little more time. It was frustrating, aggravating. Why does everyone get in my way? I haven't gotten in anyone's way, not even once. I ran and ran, but I still felt as though I could hear their shrill laughter. The world 12 years later, 1988. Ew. Anyways, we're done here. We're done here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing to say. Just, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But before we're done, I'm gonna look at the panels, and then we're done for real. Okay. We're done. We're done. I saw all of them. Sam's. I hope you trip over tonight. I hope all of you do. I'm done. Good night. Good night. Good night. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.